Welcome back to KDramaVerse, the place where we don't just watch dramas, we feel them. Before we dive in, take a second to settle in, maybe grab something warm, because today's story literally happened in the freezing cold, and emotionally, it's even colder, warmer, and more intense all at once. If you're already a fan of Moon Sang-min or Nam Ji-hyun, you might want to brace yourself. And if you're not yet, by the end of this story, you probably will be. Now let me ask you something before we begin. Have you ever seen a moment so small, so quiet, yet so powerful that fans couldn't stop talking about it for weeks? Because that's exactly what happened here. It started on a set no one expected to become legendary. The temperature that day wasn't just cold. It was the kind of cold that seeps through layers of clothing, numbs fingers, stiffens muscles, and makes even seasoned actors struggle to stay focused. Staff members were bundled up, breath visible in the air, hands wrapped around hot packs, cameras were rolling, schedules were tight, and everyone was doing their best to power through. But in the middle of all this, something happened that cameras didn't plan for, and fans will never forget. Moon Sang-min and Nam Ji-hyun were filming an outdoor scene. On paper, it wasn't supposed to be dramatic off-screen. No explosions, no intense choreography, just another day on set. But reality had other plans. The wind was sharper than expected, the cold harsher than rehearsed, and Nam Ji-hyun, despite her professionalism, was clearly feeling it. If you followed her career, you know she's not someone who complains easily. She's known for pushing through discomfort with quiet strength. And that's exactly why what Moon Sang-min did next hit fans so hard. Witnesses later shared that Nam Ji-hyun's hands were trembling slightly between takes. Nothing exaggerated, nothing staged. Just a human reaction to freezing weather. She tried to hide it, rubbing her hands together quickly, smiling when staff approached, insisting she was fine. Sound familiar? How many times have you done that yourself, pretending you're okay when you're not? Now here's where things shift. Moon Sang-min noticed, not because someone told him, not because a director shouted instructions. He noticed because he was watching her. Between takes, between movements, in the gaps where most people are distracted by their phones or their own discomfort, he saw it. And without making a scene, without drawing attention, he stepped closer. What he did wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it wasn't something meant to go viral, but somehow, it did. He quietly took off his own thick outer layer, the one staff had given him to endure the cold, and draped it around Nam Ji-hyun's shoulders. No announcement, no teasing. Just a simple gesture, done instinctively. When she tried to refuse, he reportedly shook his head and said something so understated that it stuck with fans. "I'm okay. You need it more right now." Let that sink in for a moment. In an industry where image matters, where every action can be misinterpreted, and where co-stars are often cautious about appearances, he chose comfort over caution. Humanity over headlines. And Nam Ji-hyun's reaction? That's what truly sealed the moment in fans' hearts. She looked genuinely surprised. Not the kind of surprise you act out, but the kind that softens your eyes before you can stop it. She laughed quietly, a little embarrassed, a little touched, and pulled the coat tighter around herself. Now pause here and ask yourself, was this just politeness, or was it something deeper? Fans didn't wait long to answer that question. As behind-the-scenes photos and short clips began circulating, eagle-eyed viewers noticed the details. Moon Sang-min standing there in thinner layers, hands shoved into his pockets, pretending the cold didn't bother him. Nam Ji-hyun repeatedly glancing at him between takes, as if checking whether he was okay. Staff members exchanging knowing looks. And suddenly, one quiet moment turned into thousands of comments, theories, and emotional reactions. This is how you protect someone without making them feel weak. He didn't even hesitate. Why does this feel more romantic than half the confession scenes in dramas? And here's where it gets even more interesting. People who worked on set later shared that this wasn't a one-time thing. Apparently, Moon Sang-min had been doing small things like this throughout the shoot, holding heat packs for her so they'd be warm when she needed them. Subtly positioning himself to block the wind during breaks, reminding staff when her hands looked too cold. Nothing flashy, nothing forced. Just consistent care. Meanwhile, Nam Ji-hyun wasn't passive in all this either. She reportedly insisted on checking on him after scenes, offering her own hot drinks and reminding him to rest. It became this quiet, unspoken exchange, a give and take that fans couldn't ignore. So let me ask you, do moments like this feel more real than scripted romance to you? What struck fans the most wasn't just the action itself, but how natural it felt. There was no sense of obligation, no camera awareness. It looked like something that would have happened even if no one was watching. And that authenticity is rare, especially in environments as controlled as drama sets. As clips spread, fans started connecting dots, rewatching interviews, analyzing body language. Not in a creepy way, but in that deeply invested, emotionally curious way K-drama fans are known for. In one interview filmed days later, Moon Sang-min was asked how he handled the cold. He shrugged it off, smiled, and said something along the lines of, "Everyone was struggling. You just help when you can." Simple answer. But fans noticed how his gaze flicked toward Nam Ji-hyun before he finished speaking. Nam Ji-hyun, on her part, later mentioned in passing how grateful she was for the people around her on set, emphasizing how small acts made a big difference. She didn't name him directly, but she didn't need to. Fans already knew. And then came the debates. Some viewers insisted it was just basic human decency. Others argued that the consistency, the timing, and the mutual care hinted at something more. And then there were those who didn't care whether it was romantic or not. They were just moved by the kindness itself. Which camp are you in? Because here's the thing. In a world where we're constantly consuming big gestures, dramatic confessions, and over-the-top romance, it's the quiet moments that sneak up on us, the ones that remind us what real care looks like. Moon Sang-min didn't protect Nam Ji-hyun with words. He protected her with awareness, with presence, with action. And maybe that's why fans can't stop talking. Even weeks later, comments still surface under unrelated videos. "I still think about that coat. This is my standard now. Why does this feel warmer than any love scene?" What do you think made this moment resonate so deeply? Was it the cold, the contrast, or the fact that it felt unscripted in an industry built on scripts? As KDramaVerse, we love digging into moments like this. Not to ship recklessly, not to invade privacy, but to appreciate the humanity behind the characters we love. Whether Moon Sang-min and Nam Ji-hyun are simply respectful colleagues, or something more is ultimately their story, not ours. But the kindness, the care, that's universal. That's something we can all talk about. So before you go, I want to hear from you. If you were on that set, freezing, exhausted, pushing through, what would that small gesture have meant to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if moments like this are why you love behind-the-scenes stories as much as on-screen drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay right here with KDramaVerse. Because sometimes the most unforgettable scenes aren't written at all.